Blood Rush is shaping up to be one of those games that doesn't just ask for your attention, it demands it. If you've ever wished Hades had a shotgun, or wondered what ULTRAKILL might look like if it took a hard turn into roguelite territory, this is a game you're going to want to keep on your radar. It throws you headfirst into a procedurally generated hell, and doesn't waste time explaining the rules, because there aren't many. You're already dead, and the only way out is through. What Blood Rush is really doing, though, is tapping into something that a lot of fast-paced shooters have forgotten: momentum. Not just in terms of movement speed, but in how you think while playing. Every encounter is a puzzle, not in the figure-out-the-mechanics way, but in that split-second decision-making style that keeps your brain fully engaged. Combat is quick, violent, and kinetic. Enemies don't just run at you, they pressure you, they box you in, they force you to keep moving, and if you ever stop flowing with the rhythm of combat, you're dead. Which brings us to the game's flow system. This isn't just a stamina bar or some bullet time gimmick. It's a reward system for playing well. You build flow by staying aggressive, chaining kills, and moving with purpose. In return, the game throws you a lifeline: healing, buffs, and momentum-based bonuses that let skilled players stay in the fight longer. It's a loop that feeds into itself, and it's one of the smartest systems I've seen in a roguelite shooter in a long time. Weapons are another highlight. From what we've seen so far, Blood Rush doesn't just hand you guns, it hands you tools with personality. Each weapon has a learning curve, a weight to its timing, and enough variance to let players figure out what suits their playstyle. And when you start layering on the idols and relics, that's when the game gets spicy. These aren't just passive buffs, they're game-altering mechanics. One run you might lean into crit-based damage that rewards precision. The next, you're stacking explosive damage, chaining AoEs like a maniac. The idea here isn't to build one perfect loadout, it's to adapt. The randomness of each run forces you to experiment, and the game clearly wants you to play loose and creative, not rigid and optimized. And let's talk tone for a second. Blood Rush might be drenched in infernal reds and gothic decay, but there's a sense of playfulness just beneath the surface. It knows it's over the top. It knows it's throwing you into hell with a double barrel and a grin. That's part of what makes it so fun. It's not just hard for the sake of difficulty, it's hard because it wants you to dance with it. And that dance, that back and forth of speed and violence, is where Blood Rush feels alive. The game also carries that core roguelite philosophy. Failure isn't the end, it's the path forward. You will die, over and over, but that's by design. Every death gives you a little more information, a little more confidence, and ideally, a little more incentive to tweak your build or try something new. The way it's paced makes each run feel meaningful. There's no bloat, no waiting around for cooldowns or tutorials. You're in, you fight, you die, you try again. What really sets it apart from other roguelites and FPS hybrids, though, is how deliberate the synergy system feels. So many roguelites throw upgrades at you like candy and hope the chaos will sort itself out. Blood Rush seems to encourage planning on the fly. It wants you to spot patterns. Notice that your headshots are healing you more? Maybe grab the relic that increases crit damage. Found an idol that chains lightning on kill? Time to build for speed and swarm control. You're not just reacting, you're building a playstyle in real time. Now, the game is still in development, so obviously there's a lot left to polish. But what's already here is enough to turn heads. The movement feels responsive, the shooting has weight, and the roguelite systems feel like more than just a genre checkbox. It's clear the devs aren't just making a shooter with random rooms, they're trying to make a shooter that evolves with you. Blood Rush is still flying a little under the radar. The fusion of precision gunplay, roguelite unpredictability, and dynamic combat flow is a rare combo. And if they land the execution, this could be the next big indie hit in the FPS space. If you're the type of player who thrives under pressure, who likes experimenting with wild builds, and who thinks dying 100 times is just part of the fun, this is your game. Blood Rush doesn't care if you're perfect. It just wants you to keep going.